I'm a 30-year-old guy, and I've been a lurker on this sub for a while, but I felt compelled to share my experience. It's something that still haunts me, and I need to get it off my chest. Last summer, I rented a small cabin deep in the woods for a week. I needed a break from the chaos of city life, and I thought some solitude would do me good. The cabin was remote, surrounded by towering pines and a serene lake just a short walk away. It felt like a slice of paradise. The first couple of days were peaceful. I spent my time hiking, fishing, and enjoying the sounds of nature. It was everything I hoped it would be. But on the third night, things took a turn. As I settled in with a book, I noticed an old, dusty diary tucked away on a shelf. My curiosity got the better of me, and I opened it. The entries were dated back to the early 1980s, written by a girl named Sarah. She described her life in the cabin, mentioning her love for the woods and the lake. It was a typical childhood diary until I reached the last few entries. They detailed a growing sense of dread. Sarah wrote about strange noises at night, shadows flitting between the trees, and a feeling of being watched. In the last entry, her handwriting became erratic, filled with frantic scrawls. She mentioned a figure in the woods, a tall, dark shape that seemed to follow her. The final words chilled me. I can hear it breathing outside my window. I closed the diary, my heart racing. I tried to shake off the unease, telling myself it was just the ramblings of a child. I locked the diary away and went to bed, but sleep wouldn't come. The woods felt different now, menacing, almost alive. That night I was jolted awake by a loud thump against the cabin. My heart raced as I listened. There was something out there, moving in the darkness. I forced myself to remain calm and rational. Maybe it was a deer, I thought, or some other wildlife. But then I heard it. A low, guttural breathing sound. Panicking, I grabbed my flashlight and peeked out the window. The beam cut through the darkness, but there was nothing. Just the trees, still and silent. I decided I was just imagining things and eventually fell into a restless sleep. The next day, I tried to brush it off and went for a long hike to clear my head. But that evening the noises returned. This time they were accompanied by a low whispering that seemed to seep through the walls. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was desperate, pleading. I decided to confront whatever was out there. Grabbing my flashlight, I stepped outside and called out, "Who's there?" Silence responded, thick and heavy. I shone the light into the trees, but there was nothing, just the wind rustling the leaves. Then I heard it again, a soft, mournful whisper, closer this time. "Help me." It sent chills down my spine. I ran back inside, slamming the door behind me. I locked it and sat on the floor, shaking. That night, I had a vivid dream. In it, I was back in the woods, but everything was darker, twisted. I felt the presence of something watching me. It was cold, and I could hear that breathing again, heavier now, right behind me. I turned to face it, but it was just a shadow, featureless and towering. I woke up screaming. The next day, I found the diary again, determined to learn more. I searched for any mention of what might have happened to Sarah. I read the last entry over and over, searching for clues. Suddenly I noticed something new. A small note slipped between the pages. It wasn't in Sarah's handwriting. It read, "It won't stop until it gets what it wants. It knows you're here." My heart sank. I packed my things, ready to leave, but as I turned to the door, I froze. There was a figure standing just outside the window, shrouded in shadows. I couldn't make out any features, but I could feel its eyes on me, piercing through the glass. I bolted. I didn't even bother to lock up. I ran through the woods, heart pounding, not looking back until I reached my car. I sped away, leaving the cabin behind. It's been months since that trip, and I've tried to forget. But the dreams keep coming. Last night, I saw it again. The shadow, closer this time, whispering my name. I don't know what it wants, but I can feel it creeping closer every day. If anyone has any advice, or has experienced something similar, please let me know. I'm starting to feel like I can't escape whatever this is. Stay safe, everyone.